Hey guys, welcome back to part 3 for this tutorial on how to build this mansion. Here in this one, we're going to be finishing the rest of the exterior of the house. So we just have to do the porch at the back side, and then we're also going to be doing all of the landscaping around the house. I went ahead and gathered up all the blocks we're going to be using in this video. So you can see here, this is everything you'll need to grab. We're going to start here at the back side of the house. Make sure you have the pillar quartz blocks. We're going to line up over here at the left corner. And with the pillar quartz, we're just going to skip over 5 spaces out towards the back. So we're now going to be on the 6th block. We'll place a pillar quartz block here, go towards the right and skip over another 5. So once again, on the 6th space, we'll place the pillar quartz. And now, where we raised up these grass layers, you should now just have one more space remaining on the edge. So if you remember, this is actually where the edge of the plot size for the house itself is. So you can see here, we're left with 5 spaces where each of these spaces are. Now we're going to work our way in that direction, so pretty much following along the house. We're going to skip over another 5. Place 1 here, skip over another 5. Place another, skip over 5 again. Place it here, and now we're going to skip over 7. So now, on the 8th space, you should be lined up right here at the edge of this part of the house that juts out. So we could place a pillar quartz block here, and now we're going to work our way in. It's going to be another 5 spaces. So on the 6th space, you should be right here on this block up against the house. Now, on top of all of those, we're going to bring them up by another 7, so they're going to be 8 in total. So now there should be 5 spaces in between all of these. Except for right here, where the back door is, there should be 7. Now at the top layer of those pillars, we're going to have a layer of smooth quartz blocks, which is going to be the ceilings for the porch. So we could just go ahead and fill in all the space in between the pillars, and then we'll end up going throughout the inside and continuing that layer. There we go, just added a full layer of smooth quartz blocks there at the top. Now we're going to go underneath that in between all the pillars and add a layer just right along here. Now in each corner, we're going to have an upside down smooth quartz stair. So it's looking like this. We just have them pretty much in each corner right up against all of the pillars. Now, at the top, right underneath the full blocks and right next to those stairs, we're going to have an iron trapdoor, like that. Where the space of 7 is, it'll be the same way, just a little bit more space in the middle. And now we're going to place them underneath the smooth quartz stairs. And now you can see how these trapdoors are still flipped up. We have to grab the lever. So we're going to have one right here, flip it down. So just make sure you're on the same block as where the trapdoor is. So we can have one here. We'll be sure to have one on this side as well so that it's all evened out. So wherever you see the trapdoors, just right up against those pillars, you're going to have the lever. let's be sure to also add a couple over here up against this pillar, since it is still going to be a little bit dark even with all the lanterns around the outer edge. So we're going to leave 2 spaces at the top. We're going to be on the 3rd space. We can add a lever here and here. And now we're going to do the same thing that we did here with the chain and the lantern underneath all of those levers we just placed. There we go. Now let's do the roof. So we're going to be using the full blocks of the smooth quartz, the stairs and the slabs, as well as the dark oak slabs for the roof itself. And it's going to be the same design that we did for the rest of the build. So we'll start over here at the outer corner. We'll just have a full block on each corner with a slab. And then every other space will be the full block. And we're going to stop it right here on the pillar with the full block. This final block here is going to be a smooth quartz slab. Then we'll have the stairs and a layer of smooth quartz slabs on top of all this. And then over here we'll just bring it until right here. So we'll have a full block, skip over every other space. This full block is lined up with the pillar. And then we have the slab here, the stairs, the layer of slabs on top. So now I'll fill in this side the same way. We have the overhang all marked out, looking good. Now we can start adding the layers of the dark oak slabs. So the first layer is just going to be lined up at the edge of the overhang. And this porch is going to have 4 layers of dark oak slabs. And I just remembered, we're actually not going to have these trapdoors and the levers below the windows here, because the roof for this porch is going to interfere with it. So we could go ahead and just get rid of this. So now we can add the extra layer of the roof. So now that is the 4th layer all completely filled in. And if you really wanted to, you could match up the windows so that it still has the levers and trapdoors below them. You would just have to lower this roof by half a layer. So instead of it being 4 layers, it'll just be 3. But that's just if you want the windows here to match up with that. And then you could actually also add the trapdoors and levers in front of these windows as well. But I'm still just going to have it like I did at the original build. So now that is the final thing for the house exterior itself. So if all you wanted was just the house, then it is now complete. But now I'm going to start working on all of the landscaping. So let's head back on up to the front, and we'll start here at the front side of the house first. So I went through and gathered up most of the blocks we're going to be using here at the front side. So as you can see, you just want to make sure to grab some andesite, cobblestone, stone bricks, diorite, andesite slabs, some grass blocks, any type of leaves you want. I'm going to be using some jungle leaves. And then I have some smooth quartz slabs and smooth quartz stairs. Let's start by marking out the driveway first. Make sure you have the diorite. We're also going to be using the andesite slabs. So I head on over here at the left. So with the diorite, we're going to be right in between this wall where the space of 3 is. So we're going to bring out diorite by 3 like this. And that will go out from the corner of that by 2. And then we have 1. And now we're going to start kind of working our way out to the edge of the plot size. So we're going to have another 2 like this. And you could go ahead and now just bring it all the way down. So we'll fill this in right here. So we have 3, 2, 1. And then we have 2. Now we're going to go out from this side. We're going to have another 3. We could then just bring this up to the same height. And now we're going to go in from the corner of that. We're going to have 5. And that will go out from the corner of that once again, and it'll be another 4. And now it should be right here at the edge of the plot size that we marked out for all of the landscaping. Now we're going to leave this space of 4 just 1 layer. This space of 5 is going to be 2 layers. And then everything else is just brought up to the same height so that it's right here at the same layer as the foundation of the house. So now on top of all of that, we could then place a layer of andesite slabs. So we have the left side of the driveway all marked out. Now we're going to do the right side. So we'll head on over here, up against this wall. We're going to be 1 space away from the edge, so right here. And we're going to bring out 3 blocks of diorite in that direction. And then we'll have another 2 from the corner of it. And then 1. And now we're going to start working our way in that direction towards the edge of the plot size again. So we're going to have another 2. And then from the corner again, we have 3. And then we're going to have 4 sets of 5. So from the corner here, we have 5. So that is 1 set. We'll go from the corner again, have another 5. So that is the second set. We'll go from the corner again, and we're going to have the 3rd set. And we can then just bring this all the way down to the ground. So that's the 3rd set. And then from the corner again, we'll go ahead and have the 4th set. And now, we're going to go from the corner and we're going to leave off with 4. Which is now going to be right here on top of the edge of the plot size again, and it matches up to the other side. And now, where this set of 5 is, we're going to add an additional layer on top of it so it's now at the same height as that other side. And this is how the right side is looking. Let's then add a layer of the andesite slabs on top of all of this. So this is now the shape for the driveway. Now let's start filling in the driveway. We are going to have to grab some stone brick slabs and cobblestone slabs. I just didn't have enough room for them. Let's start with the full blocks of the andesite, and we'll look here at the left. We're going to be right at the edge of these blocks. And we're going to be deleting this layer of the grass, which is the block below the diorite here. So you could just delete this strip, bring it straight across to the other side. And then, going towards the house, you can continue deleting all the rest of this grass. And on that same layer where the grass currently is, we're going to fill it in with the andesite. So I went through and completely filled all of that in with the andesite. Now let's switch to the andesite slabs. Let's continue deleting the rest of the grass here. We just have to do the top layer. So now, right up against the edge of the full blocks, we're going to have the slabs just half a space down. So we could just bring this straight across. And we're going to bring it out by 4. So 4 like that, half a space lower. Now, we're going to go down another half a space. We could just go ahead and fill this in with full blocks. And once again, it's going to be brought out by 4. And now, half a space again. We could switch back to the slabs. Bring it out by 4 again. And now the final layer is going to be brought out by 5, which would bring it to the edge. And we just have to delete the layer of grass as well as some of the concrete that you might have added for the plot dimensions. We could then just fill this in with full blocks. So, we now... Uh-oh, hang on. We have to replace some of the dirt here. So we just have to bring down the diorite so that it all just gets filled in. So we have that. Looks all good. And then we have this side. Alright, now we should be all good. Yup. So, we have the driveway all filled in, but you can see that it does look a little bit bland. It's because we still have to add all the texture. So that's why I have the cobblestone and the stone bricks. I'm gonna go back and just cut out a bunch of random holes and fill it in with maybe the cobblestone, cut out some more holes, and fill the rest of the space in with the stone bricks. So it'll just be a mixed up pattern between the 3 blocks. And then we're going to eventually, as I mentioned earlier, have to grab some stone brick slabs and cobblestone slabs to do the same thing for the slab parts here that go down. But let's just go ahead and do all the full blocks first. So I went through at the top layer and added all the extra texture, so this is pretty much what it's looking like now. Let's go ahead and do it for this layer here. This is still all full blocks. So we have this layer, and then we have full blocks right here still too. And now we have that layer. And you can see we still have 2 sections of slabs. So we're going to have to go ahead and grab some cobblestone slabs and stone brick slabs. So what I'll do is real quick just swap out the full blocks of the cobblestone and the full blocks of the stone bricks. We'll grab those slabs, and this is going to be the only part of the build they're going to be used for. So we can then go ahead and get rid of them and grab the full blocks again after we're done. So just the same thing but with slabs now. So now we have the driveway all textured up and filled in. Now let's get rid of all 3 of these slabs. So the cobblestone, the stone bricks, and the andesite. We're not going to be using them for the rest of the build. And let's be sure to grab the full blocks of the cobblestone and the full blocks of the stone bricks again, because we still will need those for the backside. Now let's start adding the small garden area that I had here in the middle of the driveway. So I just have a few different flowers, and then I used some coarse dirt, some smooth quartz blocks, smooth quartz stairs, smooth quartz slabs, and I have some leaves. We'll start with the smooth quartz stair, and we're going to look here at the edge of this little step that we have here. So it's going to be lined up at the slab, and we want to make sure we're going out towards that direction. We're going to be 5 spaces away from this slab. So we're going to be on the 6th space, and we're going to place a smooth quartz stair like that. So just 5 spaces away from that slab. Make sure it's lined up with it. And now towards the right of this stair, we're going to place another 2 like that. On each side of these stairs, we're going to have a smooth quartz slab. So we're going to do this 3 more times. So we'll look here at this side. We'll have a slab, and then 3 stairs, and another slab. We'll go on this side, do the same thing. And then 1 more time over here. And now in each corner, we're going to have a full block of the smooth quartz. So from up above, it's a shape that looks like this. Now let's replace all those stone blocks with some coarse dirt. And now in the middle, I'm going to add some jungle leaves. Just place these pretty much randomly so it forms a bush. A little something like that is fine. And then I'm just going to add a few different flowers around the edge. So I think that looks pretty good. So now we could get rid of all of these flowers, as well as the coarse dirt. Now we're going to start adding the layers of grass around the house. As you can see, I have some of these oak logs around the outer edge. This isn't something you'll need to do, but for the purpose of the tutorial and to make it just a lot easier to see and to count, I did end up placing these logs. So where you see these logs is actually where grass is going to be placed. And also keep in mind, you don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. You could go ahead and go through and do your own thing. But for the purpose of the tutorial, I am just going to be doing what I did on the original build. So I am going to be showing it over here, just so that if you do want the exact look, you'll at least be able to know how to do it. Make sure you have the grass blocks, and we're going to start over here. So we have the set of 5, and we're going to be lined up starting here on the second space. So I'm going to be placing the grass blocks right on top of where I marked out all of these logs. So all I want you to do is just start by marking out the outer shape like I'm about to do. Don't worry about filling it all in quite just yet. It'll just make things a lot easier to focus on just the outer edge for now. Now, you're going to be coming up on the 2 layers that we added here in the beginning of part 1. So what you could do is kind of just clear it out, just move it out of the way so that you could continue marking out the shape. Because as you can see here, this is right where the 2 layers of the grass are right now. So you can see we're going to be kind of going into that. So be sure to kind of just clear it out of the way. So I'm going to head back on where we left off and just continue wrapping it around along the side. So now you can see we added the layer right along the edge where the plot size for all of the landscaping is that I marked out. So now you can see the strips are starting to get longer as we work our way along the back. Alright, let's take another break and take a look at what we just did. So you can see here, this is how it should be looking for you for the entire shape so far. I'm gonna continue on and start working my way along the back. Take another break, make sure everything's looking good. This is how it should be looking so far. Let's carry on. I'm now starting to work my way along the other side of the house, and I'm going to be pretty much wrapping around back up towards the front. And now I'm right here on the edge of the plot size on this side. So now I'm going to start working my way back in, wrapping it around to the driveway again. So there we go. You should now have that outer edge for the first layer all marked out, wrapped around the entire house. So now we're going to start doing the second layer, and once again, be sure not to worry about filling anything in quite just yet. So I'm going to start over here once again at the right side of the driveway. And we're going to be looking at the second set of 5 here. Once again, lined up with the second block here. And in order to make this second layer easier to place, I would recommend just adding 2 layers of the grass blocks. So instead of adding just one like we just did, you just want to be sure to kind of stack it up. So where I actually have this log is where you're going to be placing the first block, just right on top of the main level of the world. So you could place a block there and a block on top of it. So we just have a single block of grass here to start off this second shape. So that's what I'll do. I'll pretty much just delete all these logs and work along with you guys with the doubled layers. So I'll be sure to stop. We could take a little break. So you should have the outer edge here for the second layer all marked out, kind of looking a little something like this. And I made sure to stop the second layer right here, kind of near where the edge of the house is, because we're going to be filling in a lot of space back here with blocks that aren't going to be grass. So there's no reason to go through and fill all of this in if it's just going to be replaced anyway. Let's head on back up to where we left off, just right here on the side of the house, and we'll continue on. So now I marked out the second layer here at the side of the house. So that's going to be all we're going to be doing on this side. Now we'll head on back up to the front and we'll do the left side. So you could start right here on the first set of 5 that we have. And it's going to be lined up at the last block with it. And now I have this side all marked out, just wrapped it around here, brought it out, and then I started working my way back in. But now that is going to be all there is to it. So now for you should just have the outer edge. So what you want to start doing now is just filling it all in. So I'll go back on up to the front, and you can pretty much just see how I did it. So once again, you just have the outer edge here, same with all of this space. So you'll just have a couple extra spaces to fill in all throughout here. Just bring it all the way up until the edge of the second layer. And then for the second layer, you're just going to be bringing it all the way up into the driveway, all the way up towards the house. Now once you have those grass layers marked out and filled in, you can head to the back. I was going to start doing all the palm trees and the bushes, but I think it'll make sense just to leave that for the very end, and we'll start doing everything here for the backyard instead. So here for the backyard, we're going to start filling in all the space for the patio, around the edge of the pool, and underneath the porch. So be sure to grab the andesite, the cobblestone, the stone bricks, and then we have cobblestone stairs, andesite stairs, and the stone brick stairs. And then the smooth quartz stairs, smooth quartz blocks, and smooth quartz slabs. Let's start by deleting the extra layer of grass underneath the porch. So I'll head on over here towards the left. And we'll just be right here on the edge of the house. And we're just going to be deleting the strip, working our way towards the back. So we'll just be sure to stop it right here on the edge for now. And then we'll go ahead and start working our way all the way along to the other side. And we're going to bring it over until we're 1 block further than the final pillar over here. So we're just going to stop it right here for now. And then we'll go ahead and bring this all the way towards the house. So now you can see all of this grass that we have right here. We're going to go ahead and continue deleting all on this first layer. And there we go. For now, we just deleted that extra layer of grass right underneath the porch. Now I'm going to go through with the andesite and completely fill it all in. And after, we'll be sure to go back and cut out a bunch of random holes and add all the extra texture with the cobblestone and the stone bricks, just like how we did it for the driveway at the front side. So let's go ahead and look over here at the left first. So it'll just be right where we just had those grass blocks. We'll be sure to fill all of this in. And then we want to be sure that we are 3 spaces after the pillar here. So we just have an extra 3 spaces. So I'm going to bring this all the way across to the other side, all the way to the edge where we left off. So it'll be right here. And then we'll go ahead and bring this into the house. So now you can see all of this space right here. You can now just continue filling in. And then you could go back with random holes and add the extra texture. So I'm going to go through and do all of that. So this is now what underneath the porch looks like so far. Now let's start marking out the patio space. So I'm just going to continue with the andesite again and completely fill it all in, and then we'll go back and add the extra texture. So we're going to be lined up right here at the edge where we left off these blocks, and we're going to be down 1 block lower. So we're going to be placing them right on top of the grass. We're going to work our way out towards the back, and we're going to start by placing 12. Now you can work your way in from the corner of that. We're going to have 2. And then we're going to have 1 right here from the corner. And now we're going to start working our way in that direction. So we're going to have another 2. And then out from the corner of that, we're going to have a set of 12 again. So you should now have a shape like this. So now what I'm going to do is just add a strip going straight across into the edge of those blocks there. And now you can see all of this space in the middle, we're going to continue filling in. So I'm just going to do it the same way that I did it for all of those blocks. I'll just start out by completely filling it all in with andesite, and then I'll go back and add the extra texture. You could, if you want to, just start by placing all of the andesite blocks randomly, but I do kind of find it easier to go ahead and just completely fill it in with a full block first, and then just cutting out the holes. But if you do find it easier just to place the blocks randomly from the start, then you could go ahead and do it that way if you want. Oh yeah, be sure to kind of be careful right here on the edge. So I just deleted this block, but we still want to kind of be sure to keep this shape that we have here. So I would recommend maybe just texturing it up kind of like this, so that you don't kind of misshape in this part. You want to keep it with a strip of 12, and then the 2, the 1, the 2, and then the strip of 12 again. Now I filled in all the space here for the patio, so this is now what it should be looking like. Now we're going to head on over here to this space, and we're going to start shaping out where the pool is going to be. After we do that, we'll then continue with all the stone blocks and fill in all the extra space around the pool. And then you can see we also have to fill in some more grass around here. There will also be some more grass along the edge here as well. But let's go ahead and now focus on where the pool is going to be. Make sure you have the smooth quartz blocks. We're going to look right here at the edge where we left off these stone blocks. we're going to be placing a strip of 3 smooth quartz blocks right here. You want to make sure the middle block is lined up where the pillar is. So it's going to be a strip just like that. You can then add an additional layer right on top of it, so it'll be 2 in total. Now you can work your way towards the left. We're going to go from the corner of that, have another 2. It'll once again be brought up by 2 layers. And then from the corner of that we'll have 1, and we'll be sure just to continue adding the 2 layers. So that'll be 1 right there. And now we're going to go out from the corner right here. We're going to have another set of 2. And then right here, we're going to have 4. Work your way back in, have another set of 2. And then right here, we'll have 1. And then going out like this, we're going to have another set of 2. This is the shape we have so far for the pool. We started over here with a set of 3 lined up with the pillar, and then we just wrapped it around. Now let's continue. We'll head back to where we left off. So we're going to be from the corner of the set of 2 here. Starting right here, we're going to have a set of 4. And then we're going to work our way back in. So from the corner right here, we'll have a set of 3. And then another set of 3 here. And then it'll be 2. And 1. Now, from that 1, we're going to start kind of curving our way back towards the house. So we're going to have another set of 2 right here. Then another set of 2. And a set of 5. So, from up above, this is the shape that you should have so far, looking at it down from this direction. We'll continue on back where we left off again. You can see we're going to kind of start going into these grass layers here. So we'll kind of work into that. So back to the corner of the set of 5. We're going to have a set of 3 going towards the house again. So we have these 2 right here. And then we'll be sure to go ahead and delete these 2 layers of the dirt and the grass and add the final space. Now from the corner of that, we'll go ahead and have a set of 2 right here. Be sure it's still stacked up by 2 layers. And then we'll have a single block right here. Now, we're going to have a set of 3 in this direction. So it'll be like that. We'll go ahead and fill this in. And now we're going to start working our way back to where we started off. So from the corner here, we'll have a single block. Go ahead, fill that in. Another single block. And then we'll have 2 right here. And then we'll have another single block here from that corner. And then you can see we're going to be left off with another 2 right here. And now from up above, this is the shape that we have for the pool. Now let's start removing all the extra grass that we have within the shape of the pool. So first, you can see right away we have these extra layers here we could go ahead and remove. And now the pool is gonna kind of go down in levels. So the shallow end is gonna be over here. So I'm gonna be deleting the first layer of the grass that we have here. And we'll go ahead and bring it over until right around here. It doesn't have to be anywhere specific, but I feel like right around here is good enough for the shallow end. So we'll go ahead and delete this first layer. So later on, we're going to be sure to fill all of this in with the floors that we're actually going to have for the pool. But for now, we'll go ahead and just leave it as it is. Now let's go down for the next set. So we're going to be deleting 2 layers this time. And we'll bring it over until here. So we'll go ahead and have a strip going straight across. So this will be the second deepest part of the pool. So we'll go ahead and delete an extra layer further down. So now we have the shallow end, we have a part of the pool that's a little bit deeper, and then all of this over here will be the deepest part of the pool. So we're now going to delete 3 layers all the way down. And if you're on just a regular flat world, a default flat world, then you'll be seeing the bedrock layer now. And there we go. This is how the pool is looking right now. Alright guys, I'm going to be sure to end off part 3 right here. I did end up continuing to record and I ended up finishing all of the landscaping. But if we did continue the rest of the landscaping in this video, it would become way too long. So in the start of part 4, we're going to jump right back on into all the landscaping where we just left off. And we should also probably have time to start some of the interior in that video. But anyway, I'll see you guys in part 4.